The love doctors, because if you can't trust complete strangers whose opinion means absolutely nothing for advice, who can you trust? Love doctors, you are the love gurus. Hey guys, I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. My wedding is in less than 2 months and everything is planned, purchased, and ready to go. But my fiance and I are constantly fighting. It's been that way ever since we got engaged, to the point where we're thinking maybe we're not meant to be together. But we have all our friends and family planning to come, and we've spent about $15,000. $6,000 of it just on the dress alone. We're thinking it might just be easier to go through with the wedding and divorce shortly thereafter if we keep fighting, just so we don't disappoint everybody and waste all this money. I think we might have to go through with the wedding. Is there any other option? I just feel so guilty.
I mean, do you think you guys are just stressed out about this wedding planning and that's what's causing you to fight so much? Do you still want to be together? I think you need to look more into why you guys are fighting. But if you really don't think you should be together, no, I don't think you should waste all this money on the wedding and then divorce and spend even more money. Just call off the wedding and then you'll be out that money.
Yeah, I mean, if you think there's a chance that after the wedding's done and everything calms down that you guys, it would just be fine, well, by all means, go ahead, get married. Instead of getting cold feet, you guys are getting fighting feet. But if you just imagine this is your life forever, I don't think you should walk into a marriage expecting that it's going to end.
Yeah, if you're worried about calling it off because everything is paid for.
Yeah.
And then you're going to spend more money on a divorce.
Yeah.
And if you're worried all my friends and family are going to be there and they're going to be upset if we call off the wedding. What do you think is going to happen if you get married and then you call off the marriage?
Have you ever left the store with a shirt or pants or something, but you weren't entirely sure you were going to like them or they're going to fit, and you thought, well, I'm going to try them on at home, and if I don't like them, I'm going to bring them back? Is it kind of like that, but, with a husband?
I mean, kind of, and a lot more expensive.
Yeah. I kind of see where your head's at. I just don't know if that's the best way to go about it.
I think you need to figure out, what's causing the fights. Is it things that can get fixed or no?
Love doctors, you are the love gurus. There's a guy in my office who's just this sweet, innocent guy, but he's not my type. We have a very flirty relationship, though, and it's fun. He's kind of like my charity flirt. I always knew, and I thought he knew it wouldn't go anywhere, but I was just being friendly to make him feel good, and he seemed to enjoy it. But now something has shifted, and it's gone from friendly flirting to real dark flirting. He's pushing to actually go out with me and try to make this more than it was. How do I reject it without making him feel awful and explain that he was always just my charity flirt?
I don't think you would call him a charity flirt.
Don't use that term, probably.
Yeah, and what do you mean? How are you jokingly flirting and this, expanded? You obviously are flirting back with him. Mm-hmm. What do you mean he knew all this time? He thought he was a charity flirt. What does that even mean? No. I think you just have to tell him, I'm sorry, I'm not interested.
Well, you know how I've always been flirting with you? Yeah. And that time I sat on your lap at the Christmas party? Yeah. You're my charity flirt. My charity flirt. Yeah, no guys ever even thought that was a thing.
Yeah, I think any guy, anytime if they're getting any type of positive interaction, they assume that you're doing it on purpose because you're flirting with them. The charity flirt is not a thing.
And finally, love doctors, you are the love gurus. My ex-wife and I had a disastrous marriage and ugly divorce. Thankfully, we didn't have children together. She's moved on, she's engaged now, and I'm happy for her. I was just thinking, though, we haven't talked in a few years, but I'd like to sit down and visit with her and let her know how sorry I am and how I wish the things would have been different between us. I don't want to disrespect where she is in life right now. I just want to sit down to make sure she understands I think I could have been better. Is there a way to do this?
What do you mean? See, at first I almost liked it, but then at the end where he says, I think I could have been better, why are you trying to put that in her head?
Hey, don't get married. Marry me instead.
There's something for owning up to your actions and trying to give her closure and say I made all these mistakes and I'm sorry and you did not deserve that. And I'm happy that now you found somebody you love and you want to marry, all that, but not saying, I think I could have been better, because now why? You're bringing yourself into that. I do not like it.
Yeah, depending on what your intentions are. If it was honestly just for the sake of closure and be I'm sorry, and that was the end of it, have that cup of coffee. Write that social media novel. But if it's because you're kind of trying to ruin her marriage and want her to not marry this guy and come back, then stay away out of it.
Doesn't it kind of sound like that's what he's trying to do? See, I don't think you sit down in person I also don't think you say, I could have been better. I think you need to apologize for your actions, wish her well with her new life. That's it.
And then at the very end, take a note from that previous person and say, you know what, you were my charity first wife.
No.
I just married you because I felt sorry for you, of course.